After spending most of the night at the police station, Willie N. Festus, better known as the Terminex Bug, got to go home. Police Sergeant Malcolm Mills says Willie was stolen shortly after midnight last night as a fraternity prank.
They initially cut the wires, the electrical power, to the bug that rotates on top and provides the power source to the light itself. And then they crawled up on top of the pole, and in doing so damaged the sign, the Terminex sign itself, and then unbolted it and lowered it down with probably the electrical wires that had been cut.
Mills says the theft is a felony offense because the bug is worth so much. The suspects in the case belong to the Alpha Epsilon Pi fraternity, and police reports show they dropped the bug at this construction site, just a block from the house. AE Pi fraternity president Michael Skolnick says his pledge class pulled the stunt, and the fraternity will pay for all damages to both the bug and the Terminex sign. Terminex Vice President Larry Youngblood says that work could be quite expensive.
I would say the repair work to the bug and to the sign is probably going to run somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,000 or more in damages.
This afternoon, Youngblood decided not to press charges, but said he's considering asking the fraternity members to do some type of community work to make up for their misdeed. Judy Maggio, 24 Action News. John Neff is one of the drivers who is complaining the buses aren't safe. As he told school board members last night, there are too many buses and not enough money or parts to keep them in good running condition.
They're not able to stockpile, all of the parts and, like lens covers, tires, and all those types of things that they could use just for this operation here, and this is a smaller space.
Neff says AISD buses go out every day with safety problems. He showed us one bus with what he considered loose steering, and then led us to yet another bus with tread-worn tires. School administrators and bus drivers agree that the problem with the AISD transportation system is lack of funds. AISD Transportation Director Gay Walker says if more money was devoted to the bus system, then the maintenance conditions for repairing the buses would improve. But Walker says this is the first time he's heard anything about unsafe buses.
Because no one has discussed this need with me, and certainly no transportation director I know of wants a bus to go out unless it's safe in every respect.
Walker says each driver is required to do a safety inspection before he leaves on his route. And if a bus is found unsafe, it is the driver's responsibility to take it in for repairs. But Neff contends that until more money is available for bus maintenance, then some of the buses won't be in good shape. Judy Maggio, 24 Action News. The De Leon bus terminal was established here across from LBJ High School to meet the added demand for buses when the Austin school system desegregated. So for about a year and a half, mechanics here have been working outside on a parking lot to do maintenance on their buses. And when the weather is bad, working conditions are less than desirable. Martin Smith is one mechanic who's mad at the AISD administration because of the work situation at the De Leon terminal.
They've got electric typewriters, offices with air conditioning and everything, and all I'm asking for is a roof.
Smith's complaints got him a transfer to the Central Bus Terminal. Here the mechanics work in a covered garage. But Smith's concerned about the problems at the Northeast Terminal because he may be transferred back there this summer. AISD Operations Superintendent James Jeffrey says the administration is aware of the poor working conditions at the De Leon Terminal, but Jeffrey says the situation is only temporary, and a permanent terminal will be built as soon as the school district can get the funds.
So we have planned for several years a terminal and do have it designed and are ready to go just as soon as we can accumulate enough money to build it.
Jeffrey says the cost of such a terminal would be about $1 million. It'll be up to the taxpayers to resolve the situation here at the De Leon terminal. Money to build a new bus terminal on this side of town will be voted on in the next bond election. Judy Maggio, 24 Action News. The proposed historic zoning would include the 4 buildings in the 900 block of Congress, from Marie Antoinette's to the Yellow Atlas Van Lines building. This is the same site proposed for the new Capital Mortgage Bankers Tower, and the company's lawyer, Bill Bingham, says the proposed historic zoning is directly related to the City Council's failure to pass a moratorium on downtown Austin building and demolition permits.
It seems to me that if the vote is to delay, that's really just another form of the moratorium. And I think the Planning Commission decided that last week. I think the City Council decided that the week before. And I think they've spoken pretty clearly that they need to get on with the business of these buildings.
Bingham says his research shows there's nothing historic about the 4 buildings on Congress, but Betty Phillips disagrees. She's a member of the Historical Landmark Commission that will be meeting tonight to discuss the zoning, and she says the information she's seen indicates these buildings do have some historical value.
These are very significant buildings. They were built before 1872. The buildings representative of this period were small, brick, nondescript, architecturally non-significant buildings.
But even if the Landmark Commission approves the historic zoning at its meeting tonight, it'll be left up to the City Council to make the final decision on the matter. Judy Maggio, 24 Action News. State officials estimate about 120,000 illegal alien children attend schools in Texas. And here in Austin last year, over 100 children of undocumented workers attended public schools. A few of the students here in this math class at Allen Elementary School are illegal aliens. And the teacher gives instructions in both Spanish and English.
I want you to say them back to me, okay? All right. ¿Dónde están tus tarjetas? Ponlos en tu mesa, por favor, en el escritorio.
Today in Washington, the Supreme Court heard arguments on whether the state of Texas should be required to provide free education to illegal alien children. Assistant State Attorney General Richard Arnett is against such a requirement.
In our view, providing an education will be a clear incentive for further illegal immigration and will eventually tax our resources.
But the lawyer representing the illegal alien children says the state will lose money in the long run if it doesn't provide these children with an education.
To keep these children out of school will be hundreds of dollars spent in the coming years as these children grow up illiterate in our society. They will inevitably be overrepresented in the criminal justice system. They will inevitably be overrepresented amongst the unemployed, and they will inevitably be used as exploitable, cheap labor in the state of Texas.
Every night, hundreds of Mexicans try to enter the country illegally. But the decision on whether or not Texas will provide an education for the children of illegal aliens will not be made by the Supreme Court until this summer. Judy Maggio, 24 Action News. These buses are lined up at the AISD Sneed terminal. New tires will replace those with the tread worn off. And besides new tires, faulty steering and brakes will be fixed as well. The work is being done on the buses mainly because John Neff and another driver complained to the school board that some of the buses were unsafe. Now Neff complains he's being harassed because he spoke out about bus safety. School Superintendent John Ellis says he's not aware of any harassment. He says the bus safety issue may simply be a union organizing tactic. Less than one-half of the bus drivers belong to the Texas Association of Public School Employees.
We have a union trying to demonstrate that the people should pay $60 a year or a month or whatever it is to join their union, and that they have to fight this nasty administration and join the union.
That's Balderdash. Our organization is responding to members' concerns. These concerns have been brought about because of safety concerns on the part of the drivers. The membership issue is merely an attempt on the part of the administration to deflect some serious concerns we have.
And it's those same concerns that apparently prompted school officials to begin repairing unsafe buses. Judy Maggio, 24 Action News.
Some of these concerns that our only forum will...
So, do you think that much is going to be resolved because... There's a special attraction at the National Hall, a country western dance club in Killeen, and the sign inside will lead you right to it. Buried alive 5 feet under the dance hall floor is country western singer Bill White. Country Bill is trying to beat his world record for being buried alive 134 days. Now 124 days into his record-breaking venture, White says there are a few things he's longing for.
What do you miss the most down there, Bill?
Women.
Nevertheless, White says he's had plenty of entertainment during his stay under the floor.
I get between 500 and 600 phone calls a day from all over the world.
Meanwhile, if you're wondering how Bill gets his sustenance, wonder no more. Club manager Bob Stewart is around during the day, and he gives Bill any food or drink he may want through a chute leading down to the coffin. The only thing Bill wouldn't tell us is how he relieves himself. He says that secret will be revealed in the last chapter of the book he's writing. Judy Maggio, 24 Action News, Killeen. Cutbacks in federal dollars have cost about 400 employees of the Texas Employment Commission their jobs.